Blessings, yeah. I'm gonna light some incense, but I'm gonna talk too. This we have a choice, right? Welcome to Life's Place, where I just randomly speak whatever the hell's on my mind. And right now, we have a choice. You have a choice. We all have a choice. We all got free will, right? Where we really do choose who we want to be when it comes to history, because history repeats itself in a way where whatever it is that you actually believe in, whatever it is that you look into when it comes to the books, the tablets, the notations, and everything else like that, when it comes to Sanskrit, when it comes to anything, right? All these cycles repeat itself over and over again, right? Just to basically see where you are placed when it comes to the universal type of thing, right? The bigger picture, right? It's really understanding that where you are or where you started to where you are now really does matter when it comes to the future, right? Because what you've gone through from the time of birth to now, present day, has been all trials and tests, right? Trials, errors, and tribulations and testing like that for the lessons to be learned, right? To become who you are present day. It's like really choosing what you are and who you are and the energy you choose to walk in throughout the lessons that you've learned to be, in present day to the future, because it does cause a ripple effect as to what you do today to the future for not only yourself, but your seeds too, your children and those that you meet along the way, right? The positivity that you put out today will be the positivity that will cause the waves of positivity to continue moving forward, right? So it's really knowing that, breaking of generational curses really is understanding your timeline, the lineage, as to what in the world has gone on to where you are present day, to understand yourself as to what the healing consists of, right? It's like knowing that the 80s test, right? When it comes to the social experiment of removing the man from the household and leaving the woman with the children to fend for self, whereas she had to turn to the middleman, the government, to fend, and whereas the father was in the streets doing drugs or getting into inconspicuous activities and shit, right? And then he's found to pay child support. No, it's like a whole bunch of bullshit where the choices were made, right? Where the cycle of generational curses continued, right? Where there is the single mother, the domestic violence, the abuse, the harassment, the molestation, the pedophilia. It's like everything that was either hidden or secret. Well, it's the same thing as hidden or outwardly done, where it was hidden in sectums where you weren't known about it or told about it, but you were either birthed into it, coaxed into it, groomed into it, conditioned into it, or programmed into it. Like we're all indoctrinated into a program where we learn from the education system and we learn outside of that what we want to learn for ourselves to grow ourselves, right? But overall, it's really understanding that, look, we repeat what history shows us, and we have a choice to repeat who we want to be or who we choose to be ongoing, so that the generational curses are broken, so that you don't have that single motherhood, you don't have that um, detached fatherhood, you don't have the lost children effect. It's like everything that we are already complaining about is a choice to change for ourselves, whereas it changes the effects of those after, it's like it's crazy how it works though, because jealousy and envy is something that happens, right? When it comes to something that someone doesn't want or doesn't want you to have, right? They don't want you in the house because they want daddy's money type of shit. They want daddy's money to stay to them. So they got to put you out the house so that all the money comes to them. But they don't do nothing with the money type of shit. It's that type of energy, Whereas the thought that you would never make it because they didn't like you. They didn't believe in you, but they had the belief that they would make it with all the money that they took from you. Crazy shit. But it's all in how you want yourself to be looked at, and how you are actually reading yourself when you look back into the history of your own healing journey. Like, what are you actually breaking when it comes to the curses that was implemented into the bloodline? You know, what is it of yourself that you're actually healing from when it comes to what was implemented throughout the timeline? You know, because when it comes to this history, a good amount of everyone was really put into groups by way of bribery, or because ah, this is where the sacrifices come in, and the good amount is still done in some countries. In order for the family to live, they have to give up one. So just imagine if you were that one. You know, it's like, it's really understanding this. All of this is a project. It's all a social experiment. It's all in how you actually want to see yourself when it comes to the social experiment and history overall. Because once you see the patterns throughout your own timeline, it's easy to break the patterns when it comes to the patterns, when it comes to the ripple effects that those patterns will cause to everything after you. You know, because you don't want your children going through the same things. Yet the same lessons were taught before us, but most of everyone was out for self when it came to the lessons that will break the curses that a good amount of us are still breaking. But knowing the patterns, catching the patterns, and actually identifying the patterns, and as to which was implemented in the timeline, will actually cause the ripple effects to not only have no curses in the timelines after, but it'll be implemented like seeds in the DNA, seeds in everything that you do, because the touch and the energy that you exude from you, that you actually reflecting from yourself, that will reflect back to you and cause a ripple effect outwardly and around you. So that, yeah, days ahead of you will feel those ripple effects of the positivity that you put out today too. Yeah, note the most. I got you. Have a good one. Bye.